So, welcome to this session of analogies. Analogies is a type of question which is actually dual in nature. It can be asked in the reasoning section, but sometimes it can also make its appearance in the language or the English section of the paper because it requires both understanding the meaning of words and their relationships with the others, right? So analogies is a type of question which can be there both in the reasoning and the English section of any exam. Now the main point is, what is meant by an analogy? What do you understand by the word analogy? Yes, Anmol. An analogy is a comparison, a logical comparison. Correct. For example, when I say as white as snow, right? That's a comparison which I'm making, right? So when I say white as snow, we can say black as coal, right? So whenever I compare, if I say New Delhi is to India as Washington DC is to, so first of all, what is the new comparison between New Delhi and India? New Delhi has a relationship with India, the same relationship Washington DC has with what? So New Delhi is the capital of India. So similarly, Washington DC is the capital of the US. So in analogies, you will be given a pair of words where there will be a relation between the two words. First, you have to identify what is the relation which connects the two given words. Then, from the options, you will have to select the pair which has the same relationship as given in the question. Right? You will be given a pair of words in the question. First, identify how the two words are connected. Then, using the same relation, which words from the options are connected, you have to select. That is all which is to be done in analogies. So let's take a look at the questions of analogies. What are the types of questions? What are the examples which can come? So, a comparison is given between two objects. You have to identify the relationship between them, and from the options select the one that holds the same relation. Like if boy is to girl, then man is to, so boy is a boy and girl are both male and female. So for man, the answer should be woman. Boy is to girl as man is to woman. Dog and puppy. The young one of a dog is called a puppy. Similarly, the young one of a cow is known as what? It's called a calf. The young one of a dog is a puppy. So the young one of a cow is a calf. Hot is the opposite of cold. Hot is the opposite of cold. So up is the opposite of down. JPEG is the format in which pictures are stored. So MP3 is the format in which like picture files are stored as JPEG. So sound or audio files are stored as MP3, right? Sound, music, audio. If India's capital is New Delhi, then USA's capital is, if the capital of India is New Delhi, then the capital of USA is Washington DC, right? So these are some examples of analogies. So let's take a look at questions with options and see how these analogies work. Starting with the first one. Palate is to mouth. So what is the palate and how is it related to mouth? So the top part of the mouth, in your mouth, the upper portion is known as the palate, right? The palate is literally the roof of the mouth, the upper portion. So if a palate is the roof of the mouth, then is a rainbow the roof of a sky? Is rivulet roof of a dam? Is hill roof of a range? Or is ceiling the roof of a room? Well, obviously the ceiling is the roof of a room. So the answer here definitely has to be D, right? Just like palate is the roof of the mouth, ceiling is the roof of the room. So as you can see, not only is it important to understand how the words are related, but to be able to do that, First, you need to understand the meaning of the words. So, a vocabulary is very, very important in solving questions of analogies. No, Anmol, an instrument for painting is palette, which is Palette. The wooden board or plastic board on which you put the colors, you mix the colors, that is called a palette. Palette. That the spelling is different. Anmol, the palette which you are referring to is Palette. A rivulet is a small river, right? River, nadi, jharna, rivulet. A rivulet is a small river, right? Okay. Next one. Winter is to summer as cold is to what? Winter is to summer as cold is to what? Swayam, A. Winter and summer opposites. Cold ka literal opposite is hot. Swayam, how is D my answer? Cold and freezing mean the same thing. Winter and summer are opposites. Winter is cold, summer is hot. Right? Winter and summer are opposites. So just like winter is cold, summer is hot. My answer has to be C. Antonyms to each other. You get that? Winter and how are winter and summer synonyms? Swayam, come on. Winters and summers completely opposites. Chalo. Spelling is to punctuation as biology is to what? Spelling is to punctuation as biology is to what? So, how are spelling and punctuation connected? Spelling is also used in language and punctuation is also used in language. Spelling and punctuation, both of them are used in language. Both are part of something, both are part of common subjects. So, biology and what are common to something else? Science is actually not along with biology. Biology is a part of science. Spelling is not a part of punctuation. So science cannot be my answer. Dissection is used in biology, right? But punctuation is not used in spelling. So dissection cannot be my answer. Both biology and chemistry are parts of science. Just like spelling and punctuation, both are part of language. Biology and chemistry, both are parts of subject science. So D has to be the answer. Spelling is not the study of punctuation. So biology, the study of animals, cannot be my answer. Do you get that? Does everybody get this one? Right? You have to be very careful in identifying how two things are related. You need to find out the exact relationship between the two given words so that you can apply it to the given options and pick the right answer. Now, grain is to silo. Now, what is a silo? A silo is a tall building-like structure which is used to store grains. Grains are stored in silos. So, grain is to silo as storage. Right? Pilot is not stored in a plane. Neither is judge in a courtroom or clock in time and automobile in highway. But water is definitely stored in reservoir. डैम के पीछे जो एरिया होता है जहां पे वाटर इज स्टोर्ड, दैट इज कॉल्ड योर reservoir. So just like grain is stored in silo, water is stored in reservoir. So definitely C, grain is to silo as water is to reservoir. Next, rein is to horse as control panel is to what? घोड़े की लगाम जो होती है, reins, that The leather equipment which is used where you push it and pull it so that the horse goes where you guide it. Rein is used to guide a horse. So a control panel is used to guide a plane. Just like the reins are used to control the movement of the horse, the control panel is used to guide the movement of a plane. So yes, your vocabulary needs to be on point to be able to solve questions of analogies. First, you have to understand the meaning of the word. It's only when you understand the meaning of the word that you will be able to identify the relation between the given words and then select the right answer. So vocabulary is absolutely essential to be able to solve questions on analogies. Now, Argentina is to Brazil as what is to Iran. Now, this is not just vocabulary, even general knowledge. Here, your basic understanding of world geography is important. So, analogies is a very tricky type of question. It tests you on so many different levels. It may test your vocabulary, it can even test your basic general knowledge about things. What is the relationship between Argentina and Brazil? Now, both Argentina and Brazil are in the continent of South America. More precisely speaking, both of them are neighboring countries, right? Argentina and Brazil are both neighboring countries on the same continent. So, Iran in the Middle East. Which other country is in the Middle East? Canada is Northern America, Ireland is Europe, Mexico is also in Northern America, Argentina and Brazil. Similarly, you have Iraq and Iran, right? Iraq and Iran, both in the Middle East, are neighboring countries. So basic geography is very important to be able to understand this. Basic geography is very important to understand this question. Moving on, dash is to play as sing is to anthem. Now remember, words can have multiple meanings, right? So you need to be very careful. Words have multiple meanings. Right? Here the analogy is given in the second half. You sing an anthem. So what do you do in a play or with a play? You sing an anthem. You don't see in theater or feel the play. You act in a play. So just like you sing an anthem, you act a play. So here my answer is act. Play as in drama, not play as in khel kood wala play, but play as in Shakespeare wrote many plays. He was a playwright. So here the word play is used for drama. So just like you sing an anthem, you act a play. Right? Yes, if lyrics are given instead of sing, the lyrics of an anthem, then in these, lyrics, dialogues, the lyrics of an anthem, the dialogues of a play, the verses of an anthem, the acts in a play. Right? The word act. The word act can also mean act 1, scene 1, like that. Fortunately, they will not give you questions where the words will confuse. It will be very clear. Do you get that? Yes, script for a play will be the lyrics to an anthem. That's right. Chal. Mouse is to dash as flash is to camera. Mouse is to dash as flash is to camera. Right? So a flash is a part of a camera. A flash is a part of a camera. So a mouse is a part of what? So obviously when you are saying part, we don't mean the chuha wala mouse. So if a flash is part of a camera, then a mouse is a part of obviously a computer. So mouse is to computer as flash is to camera. Mouse is to computer as flash is to camera. Yes, rat is given just to confuse us. Correct? Chalo, this one was simple. Now, cushion is to sofa as shelf is to what? Cushion is to sofa as shelf is to what? Now, cushion is a part of a sofa, right? A cushion is a part of a sofa. What is a ledge? A ledge is basically it's like a shelf, right? Like window ledge, right? Window का bottom part होता है जहाँ पे थोड़ा सा space होता है where you can keep something. So ledge जिसको गुजराती में पाली बोलते हैं, right? The edge of a wall, the ledge. So shelf is not part of a ledge. The shelf of a bookcase, just like cushion is part of the sofa, a shelf is part of a bookcase, and hence a part of whole. Storage is not an object. A sofa is an object, but storage is not an object. So shelf is to bookcase. A bookcase is used for storage. Storage is the use. Storage is not the name of an object. So cushion is to sofa as shelf is to bookcase. Now, scrub is to wash as sob is to what? When you use a lot of force and wash, you call it scrubbing. Scrubbing is washing with force. So sobbing is dash with force. You wash something, you wash hard, you are scrubbing. So crying hard is sobbing, right? So the first is a extreme form of the second one. Scrub is the extreme form of wash. Similarly, sob is the extreme form of cry, right? To wash, uska zyada to scrub. So cry, the extreme form is to sob. Kathy, see, wash is dhona, scrub is घिस के धोना. So cry means rona, sob means जोर जोर से रोना. To sob, to cry is sob is sob is an extreme form of crying. ध्रुसके रडू in Gujarati, if I may say. Right? To cry means radu. Sob means dhruske radu. Now do you understand? Okay. Chalo. Next one. Moisten is to dash as cool is to freeze. Moisten is to dash as cool is to freeze. You have to understand the relation correctly. A lot of you are not getting it right. First of all, cool and freeze. To cool something is thanda karna. To freeze something is ekdam thanda kar dena. Right? To freeze, freeze something. Something is frozen. To moisten is gila karna. Ekdam gila kar dena is to soak. So moisten is to soak as cool is to freeze. Moisten means थोड़ा बहुत गीला करना. Soak means एकदम गीला कर देना. So moisten is the soft form of soaking. Cool is the softer form of freezing. Do you get it? थोड़ा सा and बहुत ज़्यादा. To do something less and to do something more. Cool something एकदम करोगे तो freeze. Moisten something बहुत ज़्यादा करोगे तो soak. Did everybody understand this analogy? Any word you don't understand or you feel some other word could be the answer, then don't hesitate to ask. Right? Chalo, moving on. Persimmon is to dash as cottontail is to rabbit. Lot of words here which you might not know. So persimmon is actually a type of fruit. It's actually a type of fruit. Cottontail is a type of rabbit. Cinnamon is a spice. More specifically, it's a dalchini. A badger is a kind of animal. A badger is kind of an animal. So just like cottontail is a type of rabbit, persimmon is a type of berry. A berry is a fruit. So just like cottontail is a type of rabbit, persimmon is a type of fruit, berry. Interesting, Prasanna. Chalo. Stars are to astronomy as dash is to history. Stars are to astronomy as dash is to history. So stars are studied as part of astronomy. What do you study as part of history? Right? If stars are studied as a part of astronomy, then battles are studied as a part of history. Hopefully you got that. Yes. Dash is to unity as dearth is to scarcity. Dearth means किसी चीज की कमी होना. Scarcity also means किसी चीज की कमी होना. So both dearth and scarcity mean the same thing. Cohesion, दो चीजों को जोड़ना is cohesion. Cohesive force, when two things are brought together, when they are stuck together, that is cohesion. Cohesive forces, forces which bring things together. So dearth and scarcity are synonyms, they have the same meaning. So unity has the same meaning as cohesion, right? To bring things together. So cohesion and unity are synonyms to each other. Now, Aesop is to fable as Homer is to what? General knowledge. Authors. Aesop wrote fables. What did Homer write? Aesop is famous for writing fables. Homer is famous for writing what? So just like Aesop wrote fables, Homer wrote things like the Iliad and the Odyssey, right? He's famous for writing epics. So just like Aesop wrote fables, Homer wrote epics. ख्याति टेम्पल को लिखते थोड़ी हैं. टेम्पल यानी मंदिर. You don't write a temple, you write an epic. So A cannot be my answer. Temple यानी मंदिर. Aesop, right. चलो. Turncoat is to traitor as dash is to rogue. Turncoat literally means traitor, gaddar, right? A turncoat literally means gaddar. Rogue, it is not rouge. R-O-G-U-E is rogue. R-O-U-G-E is rouge. But R-O-G-U-E is rogue. जो एकदम बदमाश है. Rogue means badmash, right? Turncoat and traitor, they are the same. So rogue yani badmash. Scamp also means badmash, right? They are synonyms again. So just like turncoat and traitor mean the same thing, scamp and rogue, badmash, they mean badmash. Scamp का मतलब है badmash. Did you get it? Everyone? Scamp and rogue both mean the same thing. Now, hanker is to dash, ponder is to think. Ponder means to think, synonyms. Ponder means to think. In a previous one, Prasanna is asking why not D? Turncoat and traitor. अगर trickster दिया होता, tricky is an adjective, rogue is a noun. Form भी तो same होना चाहिए. Tricky is an adjective. Prasanna, do you get D cannot be the answer. Trickster होता तो शायद सोचते. बट ट्रिकी दिया हुआ है, ट्रिकस्टर नहीं, ट्रिकी दिया हुआ है, देन फॉर्म शुड ऑल्सो मैच. चलो, पॉन्डर इज टू थिंक. पॉन्डर एंड थिंक मीन्स द सेम थिंग. हैंकर यानी कि किसी चीज के लिए चुल होना. यू वॉन्ट समथिंग वेरी मच, यू आर हैंकरिंग फॉर समथिंग. आई एम हैंकरिंग फॉर सम पिज्जा राइट नाउ. मुझे पिज्जा खाने की तलब मची है. सो टू हैंकर मीन्स टू यर्न और टू डिजायर समथिंग ग्रेटली. When you want something very badly, you are yearning for it, you are hankering for it. Right? Did you get that? To hanker or to yearn for something is to desire something. They are synonyms. Next, rook is to chess. What is bunker? Bunker मिलिट्री में नहीं होता. आपने आर्मी मूवीज में देखी होगी, जमीन के अंदर एक छोटा सा रूम होता है जहां पे सिपाही बैठ के गोलियां चलाते हैं. मिलिट्री बंकर, सोल्जर्स बंकर में होते हैं. इट्स बेसिकली एन अंडरग्राउंड स्ट्रक्चर. ख्याति, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड बंकर? ओके. नाउ रुक इज टू चेस एज डैश इज टू बैडमिंटन. रुक इज वन ऑफ द चेस पीसेस जिसको आप, आई थिंक यू ऑल्सो कॉल इट कैसल और एलिफेंट. A rook is a chess piece. So a rook is used to play chess. What is used to play badminton? Just like rook is used to play chess, shuttlecock is used to play badminton. Rook is to chess as shuttlecock is to badminton. Yeah, if racket was given, then racket could also be an answer. But Anmol, racket का spelling will be RACQUET. RACKET का मतलब है जोर शोर का आवाज या तो scam. RACKET, racket, is a word for scam or loud noise. In the game, the racket that we use, that is RACQUET. The spelling is different. Right? Okay. Now, bowler is to dash as satchel is to bag. Yes, Khushi, checkmate is a move in this. So swing could be a move possible. Bowler is to dash as satchel is to bag. Now here satchel is a type of bag. झोला जिसको बोलते हैं, right? एक बैग जिसमें लंबा स्ट्रैप होता है और कंधे पे लटकाते हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ सैचल. सो अ सैचल इज अ टाइप ऑफ बैग. सो बोलर इज अ टाइप ऑफ व्हाट? एन ऑटोमान इज अ टाइप ऑफ सोफा. एन ऑटोमान इज एक्चुअली अ टाइप ऑफ सोफा, राइट? टेक्निकली उस पर पांव रख के, पांव चढ़ा के बैठते हैं. बोलर इज नॉट अ टाइप ऑफ लेन. हियर यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. In England, gentlemen, they wear a typical. Charlie Chaplin को देखा है? Charlie Chaplin wears a bowler hat. A bowler is a kind of hat. It's actually the kind of hat which Charlie Chaplin wears, right? So the Charlie Chaplin kind of hat is called a bowler hat. So bowler is a type of hat, just like satchel is a type of bag. आपने bowling सोच के, जब गेम ऑफ बोलिंग, वो सोच के लेन सिया, बट बोलिंग इज नॉट अ टाइप ऑफ लेन, राइट? बोलर है यहां पे. बोलर इज अ टाइप ऑफ हैट. दे आर कॉल्ड बोलर हैट्स. देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ हैट्स. लाइक Sherlock Holmes wears a deer stalker hat. Cowboys, they wear gallon hats, right? Similarly, many commandos, they wear berets, BERET, beret. Just like that, English gentlemen, they wear bowler hats. Now, dash is to wood as file is to nail. Now, nail as in nakhun, and file is that instrument which you use to rub and make your nails smooth. Right? Nail clipper के अंदर एक surface आता है where which you rub against your nails and they become smooth. So if file is used to make the nail smooth, what is used to make a wood smooth? A piece of wood. A hammer is used to bang. A saw is used to cut. But something which is used to make a surface of wood smooth is called a plane. Right? A saw is used to cut wood, but a plane is used to smooth wood. Plane is basically a piece in which it contains it's a piece of wood which contains a metal razor type thing in it, and it is rubbed back and forth. घिसते हैं तो पीस लकड़े को स्मूथ करने के लिए उस पर रंधा चलाते हैं. It's called a plane. A saw is an ari which is used to cut wood, but घिस के स्मूथ करने के लिए we use a plane. Yes, but you don't document a nail. A file could be a document, but a file you don't document a nail का relation क्या है स्वयं? So like I said, words have multiple meanings. So based on the given comparison, you have to identify which meaning has been used. Right? If file is used as in paper file, paper को जिसमें डालते हैं, then file and nail has no connection. But you use the file to smoothen your nails. So the meaning of file here has to be taken. Right? Yes, if you think of file as the document वाला file, तो file और nail का तो कोई connection ही नहीं है. But file also has a meaning, which is the instrument used to smoothen nails, and that is directly related to nail. So here vocabulary is very important. You have to understand why. Now, a file is an instrument used to smooth the nails. A cabinet is not an instrument used to smooth wood. A cabinet is made of wood. A file is not made of nails. Right? The exact same relation has to exist between both the pair of words. The exact same relation has to exist between the pair of words. So you have to be very careful with your answers. You have to understand the meaning and how they are connected, and then select the answer. Now, volume is to what as stanza is to poem. Now, stanza is a part of a poem. Stanza is part of a poem. Like this poem has 4 stanzas. It has 4 parts. So if stanza is part of a poem, then volume is part of what? Now, pint का मतलब क्या है? Beer का जो bottle आता है, that measure is called a pint. The quantity, it's roughly 330 ml. So a pint of beer, it's a volume, it's a measure of liquid. A pint of milk. So 330 ml is equal to roughly 1 pint. It's a measure of volume. So if stanza is a part of poem, volume is not part of measure. Volume is used to measure. But volume के multiple meanings. Volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Volume is a part of encyclopedia. When multiple books are part of a series, each one is called a volume. A volume is also a word used to refer to books. So just like stanza are part of poem, volumes are part of encyclopedias. This not many of you got. Couple of you got it right, good. But majority of you did not get the exact relationship. Now did you understand it? Right? A volume is used for measure, but a stanza is not used for poem. Stanza is a part of a poem. So volume is part of an encyclopedia. Okay. Dash is to dolphin as herd is to cow. A herd of cows. The herd is the collective noun for cows. When you say herd of cows, herd is a collective noun for cows. Now, a porpoise is a type of animal. It's like a dolphin. A porpoise is an animal like dolphin. It is a sea creature. It looks very similar to a dolphin. That's a porpoise. But herd is the collective noun for cows. So what is the collective noun for dolphins? The collective noun for dolphins is a pod. Just like a herd of cows, you have a pod of dolphins, a pack of wolves, a crowd of people, a bouquet of flowers, a shoal of fish, a murder of crows, a parliament of owls, and so on. Right? A pride of lion, band of musicians. Correct. So collective nouns. Pharaoh is to dynasty as dash is to army. Pharaoh or Egyptian kings. The Pharaoh was the head of his dynasty. Pharaoh comes from Egypt. The Pharaoh was the head of his dynasty. So who is the head of the army? Right? Just like Pharaoh was the head of his dynasty, the commander is the head of his army. Just like Pharaoh is the head of his dynasty, the commander is the head of his army. Like Tutankhamun, yes, King Tut or Tutankhamun. So there were a lot of pharaohs or kings. Deplete is to decrease as dash is to avoid. Deplete is to decrease as dash is to avoid. Yes, so Pharaoh literally means prince or king. It's in Egypt. So deplete and decrease mean the same thing. They are synonyms. Right? Decrease यानी कि कम करना. Deplete यानी कि totally कम कर देना. One is the extreme form of the second one. Deplete means to decrease completely. So to avoid completely means what? To shun somebody is to avoid completely. Avoid means किसी को ना मिलने की कोशिश करना, and totally ना मिलना is shunning. So shun is to avoid completely, just like deplete is to decrease completely. Similarly, shun means to avoid completely. Be dislike, no, avoid. I avoid adding sugar in my food. I don't hate sugar, I just don't use sugar. So dislike and avoid cannot be similar. I avoid taking sugar. It does not mean I hate sugar. It's just that I don't eat it. Right? I try not to. So that does not mean dislike. Shun is the perfect word here. Dislike is to abhor or hate. Actually, deplete is to decrease. Abhor is to dislike. Because abhor is the extreme form of dislike. Prasanna. So it should be abhorrence is to dislike, not the other way around. But did you get it? Why dislike cannot be the answer? Khyati, Nishka. Avoiding and hating are two different things. Right? Today there is a lot of traffic on the bridge. So avoid taking the bridge. So you don't dislike taking the bridge. You just don't use it. So avoid and dislike are not same. Eschew, yes, Wish. Eschew is a good word. Eschew is to avoid. Yes. Eschew means don't do it. It's similar. It's not exactly to shun, but eschew means don't do it. Chalo. To chatter is to talk, as flutter is to what? बातें करना, फटाफट फटाफट बातें करना. Chatter means to talk quickly. So flutter means doing what rapidly or quickly. So the bird fluttered its wings. The hummingbird flutters its wings. The butterfly was fluttering over the flowers. Wobble means डोलना. ऐसे वैसे डोलना is wobbling. Fluttering is flapping rapidly, right? Flapping of wings is called fluttering. So chatter is to talk rapidly. Similarly, flutter is to flap rapidly. Flap your wings. If you flap your wings rapidly, then you are fluttering. Teeth. Birds, they flap their wings. ऊपर नीचे करते हैं. Flapping. That is flapping. The movement that birds do with their wings, that is called flapping of wings. And you do it quickly, then it is called fluttering. Right. Plead is to dash, as submerge is to dip. पानी के अंदर डालना is dip. पानी के अंदर पूरे का पूरा डाल देना is submerge. To dip something completely is to submerge. So to do what completely is to plead. Plead यानी कि भीख मांगना. Covet means किसी चीज पे डोरे डालना. In the sense, I do not covet thy neighbor's wife is one of the commandments. To covet something means to desire something. To plead is to beg for something. Right? Dismiss is to let some, is to say जा चले जा निकल जा यहाँ से. To dismiss something is to let something go. Plead means to beg. तो dip and submerge. Submerge is the extreme form of dip. तो कोई चीज आप पूछते हो, मांगते हो, और किसी चीज के लिए भीख मांगते हो, that is extreme. So dip and submerge is ask and plead. To plead for something is to ask for something intensely. Just like to submerge is to dip intensely. पानी में डालना, पानी में टोटली डुबा देना. मांगना, एकदम भीख मांगना. Intensity is the joining factor for the pair of words. Did you get it? Right. Now, doze is to sleep. Tiptoe is what? Doze is झपकी ले लेना. And sleep is सो जाना. In the middle of the lecture, I dozed off. छोटी नींद ले ली. So to tiptoe is दबे पांव चलना. When the boy entered the house very late, he tiptoed through the kitchen so as to not wake his mother. When the boy entered very late into his house, he tiptoed around to avoid waking his mother. Tiptoe यानी हल्के से चलना. So to doze is to sleep lightly. Tiptoe is to walk lightly. Just like doze is to sleep lightly, tiptoe is to walk lightly. Right? Got that one? Doze means to nap. Yes. छोटी झपकी ले लेना. जैसे some of the students are dozing in middle of my lecture. छोटी सी नींद मार रहे हैं. So to doze means छोटी झपकी ले लेना. To nap. Yes. Okay. So, you know what is the name for an afternoon nap? It comes from Spain. दोपहर को जो छोटी सी नींद ले लेते हैं. There's a very specific word used for that. Do you know what that word is? A small nap in the afternoon is called a siesta. With S. S-I-E-S-T. It's called a siesta. Not a power nap. It's called a siesta. S-I-E-S-T-A. Siesta. A small nap in the afternoon is called a siesta. Chalo. Khush, if I keep the video on, the problem is it will consume so much of data. A lot of students who are on limited data plans on their mobile will unfortunately lose a lot of data. So I trust you guys to keep awake. If you doze off in middle of my class, it's your problem, right? Because I'm here to teach for the entrance exams and not discipline. I expect those who are preparing with us for entrance exams are already motivated enough to maintain self-discipline, right? School के बच्चे थोड़ी हैं. I trust you guys that you are paying attention, because if you are not, it's your loss. So I trust you behind closed videos. Chalo. Ledger is to accounts as dash is to observations. A ledger is used to maintain accounts. Accounts are written in a ledger. So observations are written in what? A ledger is used to write down accounts. What is used to write down observations? Yes. So, just as ledger is to accounts, diary is to observations. Ledger is to accounts, diary is to observations. Right? A ledger is a place, a book where you write your accounts. Similarly, a diary is the place where you write your observations. Pandit is an expert. A pandit is literally an expert. It comes from Sanskrit. Sanskrit में जो पंडित होता है, it's the same word. In English, the word pandit is used to denote a person who is an expert. He's a financial pandit. He's an expert in finance, just like he's a financial guru. So a guru or a pandit, which are from Indian language Sanskrit, they are used in English and they mean expert. Right? Yeah, but Vidwan word is not used in English. The word pandit is literally used in English. Even English they use the word pandit. They have borrowed it from our language. So when you say somebody is a pandit, he's a financial pandit. That means he's an expert in finance. Okay. No, pandits don't make prediction. Anmol. Even in Sanskrit, a pandit is never a person who makes prediction. A pandit is an expert in something. A guru is an expert. A pandit is an expert. Right? A pandit is not an astrologer. Astrologers are called pandits because they are experts in their field. But not every pandit makes a prediction. Do you get that? A person who makes a prediction is an astrologer, but because he's an expert, he's also called a pandit. But a pandit can be an expert in any field. An expert in any field is a pandit. Right? For example, even for great musicians, we use the word pandit. Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasia, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, right? They don't make predictions, but they are experts in their field. So they are given the title Pandit. Right. Okay. So dash is to money as urn is to ashes. Just like we use a kalash to store ashes. Ashes means rak. Especially when people die and are burnt. We collect their ashes. We keep them. In India, we use a kalash. Right? Similarly, in the West, the vessel which is used to keep the ashes of dead people are called urns. So just like an urn is used to store ashes, what is used to store money? Just like urn is used to store ashes, what do you store money in? Money is always stored in a purse. Khyati, cash is a form of money. Cash is a form of money. Right? But ash is stored in urn. So money is stored in purse. Yeah. Yes, Shiv. So Ashes tournament, right? Do you know what are the Ashes? There's a cricket match called the Ashes. The name Ashes is given to a very specific cricket tournament. Yes, the cricket tournament, especially between England and Australia. There's a very specific tournament which is played only between England and Australia. In that they said that once when one of the team lost, they burnt the wooden stumps or bat and put it in the trophy and gave it to the other team. They burnt the wood and they put the ashes in the tournament and gave it to the other team. So from there they got the nickname Ashes. Right? So urn is not actually a trophy. The urn is actually the vessel which is used to store ashes. And this cricket match is known as Ashes because once they actually gave ashes to the other team inside the trophy like an urn. Right? How it's funny how things happen in the real world. The name Ashes, it comes from there. Okay. Now, just one more story like that. Do you know there is something in West America which is an award given for excellence in movies? It is known as the Academy Awards. The Screen Guild Academy Awards. Have you heard of the Academy Awards? Okay. Now the Academy Awards are locally known there as the Oscars. The official name is the Academy Awards, but the nickname is given to it. It is known as the Oscars. Do you know why the Academy Awards are called the Oscars? The Oscars is not the official name. The official name is the Academy Awards. But these awards are unofficially known as the Oscars. So, in the Academy Awards, the trophy is in the shape of a man. If you have seen the Academy Award, the Oscars, it is in the shape of a man. Now, initially, in the initial days, there was a man who looked at this prize and said, "Oh, it looks like my Uncle Oscar." A man just said that it looks like my Uncle Oscar. So, from this statement, they started referring to these awards as the Oscars. So the Oscars is actually only a nickname. The official name is the Academy Awards. They're called the Oscars because once a man mentioned it looked like his Uncle Oscar. Right. Chalo. Now, egregious is to bad as dash is to small. A bad mistake, a very bad mistake is egregious mistake. Chota mota is a bad mistake. Very bad is egregious. So chota is small. Very small is what? So minuscule is extreme form. Right? An extreme form of small is minuscule. So just like very bad means egregious, very small means minuscule. Right. Next one. Approach is to what? As leave is to bolt. Leave is to go away. Bolt means to run away. Leave means to go away. Bolt means to run away. To leave quickly is to bolt. So to approach is to come near. To come near quickly. Many are not given, very few right answers. Leave is to go away. Bolt is to go away very quickly. Approach is to come near. To come near very quickly is to pounce. Right? To come near very quickly is to pounce. A lion pounces on the prey. It jumps on the prey. It comes near the prey quickly. Means it pounces. The cat pounced on the mouse. To arrive means to come somewhere. Approach means to go near. Arrive means to come. He arrived at his destination. Right? Approach means to come near. Arrive means to reach. So arrive and approach are two different things. You approach your destination. When you have completed, you have arrived. When you finish approaching, you arrive. So approach and arrive are not exactly the same. Approach means to come near. Arrive means to reach the place finally. The end of an approach is an arrival. When the airplane is coming near the airport, it is approaching the airport. When it has landed, it has arrived at the airport. Right? Like two and two words. Not exactly. Arrive and approach are not exactly two and two words. But I hope the airplane example made the difference clear. When the airplane is coming near the airport, it is approaching. When it has already landed, it has arrived. Right. Now, lawless is to order, as captive is to what? A lawless situation does not have order. If you are lawless, that means there is no order. So if you are captive, that means there is no what? Lawless means absence of order, to lack order. So captive is absence of freedom, right? Captive does not have freedom. So lawless is lack of order. Similarly, captive is lack of freedom. Now, quarry is to marble as dash is to honey. Quarry is khan, mine. Quarry is the place where you get marble. Marble is that stone. So quarry is a place where you find marble. So what is a place where you will find honey? If marble is found in quarry, then honey is obviously found in a hive, beehive. So quarry is the place to find marble. Similarly, hive is the place to find honey. A quarry gives marble, a hive gives you honey. So definitely hive. Chalo. Seemly is to dash. Torrid is to scorching. Scorching means hot, torrid means very hot. So torrid and scorching. Scorching means very hot, torrid also means very hot. They are basically synonyms. So seemly का मतलब क्या है? Aishwarya Rai is a seemly actress. Disha Patni is a very seemly actress. So what does seemly mean? Torrid and scorching are synonyms. So seemly and attractive, right? They are synonyms. Seemly or attractive. Something which is good looking, something which is pretty. So seemly and attractive, they mean the same thing. Just like torrid and scorching mean the same thing, seemly and attractive mean the same thing. Hope you got this one. Okay. Bivouac is to what? As axis is to alliance. During the World War, especially the Second World War, the group of all the parties together were called the Allies when they were with America, and the group of all the parties who were with Germany were called the Axis. Right? The group of people with the Americans were called the Allies, and the group of people with the Germans were called the Axis. So literally they are synonyms. So bivouac, the soldiers had their bivouac in the open field. The soldiers bivouacked in the open field. On our trip, we bivouacked in the open area of the forest. So a bivouac is nothing but a camp. Right? You set up camp, that is a bivouac. They are synonyms. Bivouac literally means to set up camp. Bivouac means camp. Right? So the Boy Scouts bivouacked in the open field. They set up camp in the open field. A bivouac is a camp. Pineapple is to dash as orange is to Florida. Here a little bit of general knowledge is required. The fruit of orange is famous in the state of Florida. Florida is famous for pineapples. What is famous? Florida is famous for oranges. What is famous for pineapples? पिज्जा पर से पता चल जाएगा. पाइनएप्पल वाले पिज्जा को किस नाम से बुलाते हैं? Right? Just like Florida is famous for oranges, the US state of Hawaii is famous for pineapples. Florida is famous for oranges. Similarly, Hawaii is famous for pineapples. Right? To dole means to give out. To give out in large quantities, especially like alms. Right? The teacher doled out free advice to the students. मुफ्त में advice बांटा. किसी चीज को बांटना is to dole. The authorities are doling out anti-malarial medicines to the poor people. So to dole out means to give. चलो. Quicksilver is to mercury as gold brick is to what? Quicksilver is actually the local name for mercury. Mercury is the official name, right? But some people also call it quicksilver. Quicksilver is what some people locally call mercury. So gold brick is the term used for what? It's a slang for what? Quicksilver is a slang term used for mercury. So gold brick. So a brick, if it is made of gold, is totally useless. You cannot use gold bricks, right? So an idler is called a gold brick. An idler, a person who does not do any work, पड़े रहता है, right? The slang used for an idler is gold brick. If you call somebody a gold brick, basically what you are saying is that he's an idle person. कोई काम काज नहीं करता है, पड़े रहता है, आलसी. So an idler, a person who does not do any work, is technically called a gold brick. Yeah. Ribbon is to dash as icing is to cake. A ribbon is to dash as icing is to cake. Icing is basically the decoration on a cake, right? And icing is used to decorate a cake. So a ribbon is used to decorate what? If an icing is used to decorate a cake, then a ribbon is used to decorate a present, simple present or gift. So just like icing is used to decorate a cake, a ribbon is used to decorate a present. Next one. Search is to dash as defeat is to vanquish. Defeat means vanquish. Vanquish and defeat are more or less the same. Vanquish is हरा देना. Defeat is हरा देना. Vanquish is एकदम हरा देना. Vanquish is just an extreme form of defeat. So search का synonym. You are searching something. You are trying to find something. Sorry. Ransack. एक सेकेंड. हाँ, उथल पुथल करके ढूंढना. Yes. Right. Searching is किसी चीज को ढूंढना. But when you ransack something, सारी चीजों को उथल पुथल करते हो. Like किसी के घर में अगर रेड पड़ती है, then they don't just search. They tear open the pillows and dig in the walls. They are ransacking the place. So to ransack is to search something but in an extreme form. So ransack is to search is extreme form. Peer, to peer at something is to see, विंडोज के बीच में आंख डाल के ऐसे घूरते हो, राइट? विंडो के अंदर से ऐसे झांक के देखना. Peer is to झांक के देखना. There are multiple meanings, right? When used as a verb, to peer at something means to look at something through a small opening. But a peer also means a person who is at your own level. Your classmates are your peers. They are at the same level as you. So people on the same level, contemporaries, are also known as peers, right? A peer also has a meaning of a noble person in British monarchy. Lords and the lords, right? In the British, sir का title जिसको देते हैं, that person is called a peer, right? It's called a peerage. So it has multiple meanings, right? Peer means देखना. Search, defeat का extreme form is vanquish. तो search का extreme form is not peer. To search for something का extreme form, एकदम ज्यादा search करना, is ransack, not peer. Yes. Peek, Kathy, yes. Peek also is means to look. To peer at something, to peek at something, right? No. See, defeat, to defeat thoroughly is to vanquish. To search thoroughly is to ransack something. Ransack does not mean destroy. Actually, when you are searching for something and while searching for it, you totally destroy a place, that is ransacking. Ransacking is not just destroying. Ransacking is when you're trying to find something and in that process you end up destroying it. That is ransacking. So although find seemed like a decent option, even that's why I got confused for a moment, right? Even I thought find, but no, ransack is the exact synonym that we are looking for. Ransack means to damage something when you're searching for something. So an extreme form of search is ransack. Got that, Kush? Right. Kitten is to dash as soldier is to army. Kitten is to dash as soldier is to army. No Shivangi. No Hetvi. Kitten is the young one of a cat. A soldier is not young one of the army. Right? The baby of a cat is kitten, but the baby of an army is not a soldier. Soldier is part of an army. A group of soldiers is an army. So a kitten is part of a litter. A group of kitten is called a litter. So the answer is litter. Litter is the answer. A litter means a group, right? So when a cat gives birth to multiple babies, it is called giving birth to a litter. So kitten ka jhund ya puppies ka jhund, right? Born of the same mother. A group of babies born to the same animal is called a litter. So here the answer that we are looking for is litter. Soldier is part of an army. Kitten is part of a litter. Do you get that? Right, and not plural, collective. It's a collective, not a plural. Krish, to litter when used in the verb form, to litter means to throw rubbish. Litter also means kachra. Litter also means rubbish. But like I said, words have multiple meanings in English. Right? So litter also means a group of babies born to the same mother. Usually in animals. In fact, there is one more meaning of the word litter, right? Right? It's जैसे it's an open पालकी. पालकी में उठा के जैसे लकड़ी पे उठा के किसी को लेके जाते कंधे पे, right? You make a simple seat out of a wood and you carry somebody on it. Even that seat is called a litter, right? So in English, multiple meanings exist for same words. Funny language. Do you get that, Krish? Right. Chalo. A cord is a part of telephone. What is a part of television from the given options? If a cord is a part of a telephone, then what is a part of a television? Correct. A screen is a part of the television. Just like cord or wire is part of a telephone, similarly screen is part of a television. This is easy. Next, cub is to bear as Joey is to what? The young one of a bear is called a cub. The young one of which animal is called a Joey? The young one of a bear is called a cub. The young one of which animal is called a Joey? Correct. So the young one of a kangaroo is called a Joey. Like for a dog you have a puppy, for a cat you have kitten, for a lion you have a cub, for a tiger or bear also you have a cub. For a kangaroo, the young one of a kangaroo is called a Joey. Fern is to plant as dash is to fish. A fern is a specific type of plant. So which one is a specific type of fish? So just like fern is a specific type of plant, minnow is a specific type of fish. In fact, a minnow is a very small fish. So whenever you have an expression, when we say he's a minnow, it means he's a very small person, he's not at all important. Minnow literally is a fish, very small fish which is not at all important. So minnow is also used to describe somebody who has no importance at all. Actually, minnow means a very small fish. But when we use minnow in English to describe a human, it means somebody who has no importance. So just like fern is a type of plant, minnow is a type of fish. Dash is to wrist as belt is to waist. Kachi puri. Yeah, kachi puri. Yeah. No, kachi puri actually means an inexperienced person. Minnow is chindi. Okay. Belt is tied around the waist. What is tied around the wrist? Just like belt is tied around the waist, a bracelet is tied around the wrist. गर्वित सी बैंड BAND होता है. बैंड BAND होता है जो पहनते हैं. दिस इज बेंड. बेंड यानी कि मोड़ना, टू बेंड समथिंग. स्पेलिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट. गर्वित सी नहीं हो सकता. सी इज बेंड. यहां पे बेंड मीन्स टू बेंड समथिंग, किसी को मोड़ना. What you wear is a band, BAND, not bend, BEND. Right? So here, just like a belt is worn around the waist, bracelet is worn around the wrist. Yeah, Prasanna, Kachipuri is noob. Correct. Correct. Minnow is not a noob. Kachipuri is a noob. Okay. A shark is to dash as slug is to land. A slug is kind of a snail-like creature. Slugs are found on land. Slug is kind of a creature. It's like a snail. So just like slugs are found on land, sharks are found on or in. This should be easy. Just like slugs on land, sharks are in ocean. So obviously, just like slugs are found in land, sharks are found in the ocean. Right. Next. A hangar is a place where you store a plane. So a garage is a place where you store what? A hangar is where aeroplanes are parked. So a garage is a place where automobiles are parked. Just like a hangar stores planes, garage stores automobiles. Automobiles are cars. Easy. Just like hangars store planes, garage store automobiles. Automobiles are cars. Okay. Ramp is to highway as dash is to house. From a side road, when you want to go on a highway, a ramp is used to enter the highway. So just like a ramp is used to enter the highway, what is used to enter a house? Simple, door. Just like a ramp is used to enter a highway, a door is used to enter the house. Hint is to dash, whisper is to shout. हल्के से बोलते हो तो whisper, जोर से चिल्लाते हो तो shout. Hint is to what? मम्मी आजकल ना मोबाइल फोन ना एकदम लेटेस्ट वाला हो तो अच्छे से पढ़ाई हो पाती है. मम्मी आजकल अगर अच्छा वाला मोबाइल, थोड़ा बड़ा स्क्रीन वाला मोबाइल फोन हो ना तो क्लासेस में बहुत आसानी होती है समझने में. दैट इज टू हिंट. सो whisper is quiet, shout is loud. So hint is a quiet form of demanding something, right? हल्के से बोलते हो you are hinting. खुल्लम खुल्ला मांगते हो you are demanding. हल्के से बोलते हो whisper. जोर से बोलते हो shouting. Just like whisper is the quiet form of shout, hint is actually the quiet form of demand. You are not openly demanding something, but you are trying to make the other person understand that you want it. So you are hinting at it. Right? When you give chota chota clues, you are not openly asking for it, but you are trying to make the other person know that you want it. So to hint and to demand is the same as whisper and shout. I hope you got this one. No, to hint at something means you want something but you are asking it in a very subtle manner. To point at something is to show something, right? To point is not an extreme form of hint. Hint ka extreme form is demand, not so. Point cannot be the answer. Kushi, you get that? Because point is not an extreme form of hinting. In English, when you say you're hinting at something, it means you want it but you're giving subtle clues. Hence, the better option from the given options is demand. Hope you got that. Chalo. Next one. Dog is to kennel as bird is to what? A dog is to kennel. A dog lives in a kennel. The place where a dog lives is a kennel. So the place where a bird lives. Well, technically, a nest which is at the top of a very tall tree is called an eyrie. Specifically, the nest of an eagle is called an eyrie. Right? So, eyrie is another word specifically used for the nest of an eagle. So, dog ka kennel, bird ka eyrie. Eyrie is nothing but an eagle's nest. Next one. Dash is codes as ornithology is birds. Dash is codes as ornithology is birds. So ornithology is the study of birds. If ornithology is the study of birds, then what is the study of codes? So if ornithology is the study of birds, then cryptography is the study of codes. If ornithology is the study of birds, then the study of codes is clearly known as cryptology. So cryptology literally means the study of birds. Kush, right now, yes, in a couple of sessions, right now we are busy with the current year. The course is about ending. So shortly we should be able to have math classes. Don't worry about it, Kush. Step by step, one by one we'll do everything. Math never went away to be brought back. It will come when its time comes. So cryptography is the study of coding, just like ornithology is the study of birds, right? Got it? Chalo. Dash is to poem as fable is to story. Dash is to poem. Fable is to story. A fable is a type of story. A fable, generally Aesop's kahani, the ant and the grasshopper, the monkey and the cat, the grapes are sour. All these kahani जिसमें कोई ना कोई सीख मिलती है, right? These are fables. So fables are nothing but type of story. So similarly, which one of these is a type of poem? So an epic is actually not necessarily a poem. An epic is a very long story. But a haiku is a type of poem. A haiku basically is a Japanese form of poem. A haiku is a Japanese form of poetry. So just like fable is a specific kind of story, a haiku is a specific type of poem. Right? Haiku are Japanese, it's a specific type of poem. Chalo, let's take a couple of more examples. Khyati, haiku contains 7 words, not lines. Haiku contains 7 words, usually split into 3 lines. Right? It contains 7 words, not lines. Nishka, no, epic is not poem. Fable is a type, an epic is not a kind of poem. Epic can be a story. An epic can be a long story as well. It does not necessarily have to be a poem. So epic is not a good answer here. You get that? Epic is not necessarily a good answer here. Okay. Moving ahead. Jetty is to dash as bouquet is to flowers. A bouquet is a collection of flowers. What is a jetty a collection of? So, just like a bouquet is a collection or made of flowers, a jetty is actually a collection of rocks. बीच के साइड पे बहुत सारे पत्थर होते हैं, राइट? लाइक इन बॉम्बे, इफ यू गो टू मरीन ड्राइव, यू विल सी ऑल दोस टेट्रापॉड्स, लॉट ऑफ रॉक्स. तो रॉकी कलेक्शन इज कॉल्ड अ जेटी. A jetty is nothing but a collection of rocks. Daffodils are flowers. Daffodils are specifically flowers. But a bouquet is made of flowers. Similarly, jetty is made of rocks. Do you get that? Just like a bouquet is made of flowers, a jetty is made of rocks. Chalo, let's take one last word for the day. One last example for the day. Spoke dash word is to sentence. Teeth, daffodils is a type of flower. I said that. Daffodil like rose, lotus. Similarly, daffodil is a type of flower. Do you get that? Right. So a word is a part of a sentence. If word is a part of a sentence, then spoke is a part of what? Right? Spoke is past tense of speak when used as a verb, but the word spoke also has a different meaning. Wheels के अंदर जो सरिये होते हैं, even they are called spokes. So just like word is a part of a sentence, a spoke is a part of a wheel. So here D is my answer. Right? Just like a word is a part of a sentence, similarly a spoke is a part of a wheel. Did you get that? So in analogies, the most important thing required is obviously your knowledge of vocabulary. So guys, in your English material, you have an entire book of vocabulary with a lot of word lists given in it. I hope you are regularly picking up those words, looking up their meaning and usage from dictionaries or online sources, and memorizing them as much as possible, right? So that is pretty much the end of the session now. You can exit the session, but in half an hour, you will be getting a new ID password for GK, right? 11:30, you will be resuming the session of GK with a new ID password. So if there are any questions, you can ask them. Else we are done for the day. You may exit the session.